city hides many lost and legendary treasures. Locked away, waiting to be found, waiting to be taken.
If you're hungry for upcoming hack-and-slash titles that promise wild stories, brutal worlds and VR combat that hits harder than ever, you're in the right place. We're looking at fresh releases just weeks away, each one shaping up to drop you into intense narratives packed with monsters, myths, cosmic threats, and pure adrenaline. These titles are absolutely ready to explode the moment they launch, so let's dive in and see what's heading our way this December. God of Riffs battle for the Metalverse. You're about to enter a universe where heavy metal literally holds reality together. And the moment this thing drops, we're expecting a full-on war for the soul of the Metalverse. The upcoming story sets you up as the last rhythm-bound defender, trying to keep harmony alive, while noise demons gnaw at every world connected by sound. Ancient riffs, once forged by mythical musicians, are shattered across floating arenas, and the narrative seems ready to push you on a chase to reclaim them before Discord wipes everything out. The vibe is pure apocalyptic rock fantasy, where every stage is another dying piece of cosmic culture begging to be saved. And while all that lore is doing the heavy lifting, gameplay is shaping up to revolve around melee hits synced to rhythm. You can expect beat-driven combos that detonate enemies when you land perfect patterns and VR movement that keeps the whole thing frantic. Tammuz, Blood and Sand. This one is gearing up to drop you into a mythic desert where long-buried gods are waking up angry. And if the early info is any indication, we're expecting a brutal story rooted in old Mesopotamian curses. The world seems on the brink of drying into nothing as supernatural droughts sweep across tribes, and your journey is shaping up to be a desperate push through collapsing temples and scorched oases to stop the resurrection of Tammuz before he drains the land completely. The story hints at illusions, forgotten rituals, and guardians twisted by heat and hunger, who block your progress as you dig deeper toward a sleeping deity who wants control over every grain of sand. Expect a lot of environmental storytelling as you uncover relics, murals, and warnings left by people who tried and failed to stop him centuries ago. Dark Ride, the Feline Fix. This upcoming release is shaping up to lure you into what looks like a cute, harmless amusement park, before revealing that the entire place is built on a bizarre energy source powered by missing cats around the city. The story seems ready to mix comedy with unsettling mystery as you trace the disappearances back to an eccentric inventor whose animatronic mascots may be acting on their own, or acting under something worse. Every new clue is pointing toward a living labyrinth under the park, where mechanical creatures fuse with feline instincts, and you're pretty much walking into a neon carnival that hides a deeper experiment gone wrong. The plot feels like it's gearing up to slowly shift from quirky fun into full surreal chaos, as the attractions distort, rides move on their own, and the park becomes a trap that evolves with every step. Rock Invasion VR. You're about to step into a world where reality literally cracks open from beneath your feet, and everything we're seeing so far points toward a full-scale, mineral-based apocalypse waiting to erupt on launch day. The The story seems to revolve around an ancient, subterranean species made entirely of sentient stone that finally breaks through to reclaim the surface after centuries of imprisonment. Cities crumble as crystalline warlords rise, and you're expected to be thrown into the chaos as the one human capable of using resonance tools that disrupt their hardened forms. The lore hints at forgotten mining expeditions, sealed caverns, and geological anomalies that were warnings nobody listened to until it was way too late. You'll uncover relics, showing how the Stoneborn evolved underground, preparing for their rebirth as the world's rightful rulers. Salmon Man. This upcoming fever dream is shaping up to drop you into a bizarre world where scientific mistakes collide with supernatural folklore, turning a once normal guy into a salmon-powered anti-hero, caught between two warring factions. Early story hints suggest that a shady corporation experimenting on aquatic DNA accidentally unlocks a myth tied to ancient river spirits, mutating test subjects into hybrid warriors. You'll be thrown into a city that's slowly drowning in corrupted water as mutated creatures crawl through drains, pipes, and flooded alleyways. Your protagonist seems cursed with partial transformation, forcing you to battle these abominations while trying to uncover the truth behind the corporation's real motives.
You need to go into the dungeon, deliver the packages, bring back the money, and maybe don't die.
Let's go.
It's gonna be so easy.
We are delivering.
Deadly Delivery. You're looking at a story that seems ready to trap you in a lonely rural town during a night where supernatural forces turn a simple delivery job into a frantic battle for survival. We're expecting a narrative where isolated roads, abandoned houses, and eerie packages start connecting to an old urban legend about cursed objects circulating through the community. Each delivery pulls you deeper into the town's buried secrets. Shadowy figures appear at the edges of your view, mailboxes lead you to forgotten graves, and notes left by missing couriers reveal the town's pact with something ancient. Your route gradually becomes a ritual path you're not meant to escape, with every stop escalating the horror. How to God. This upcoming title is shaping up to drop you into a surreal ascension ritual where you're basically pushed through a divine training program meant to turn mortals into fledgling gods. The plot revolves around a cosmic bureaucracy that recruits humans during moments of crisis, offering them the chance to inherit fragments of universal power in exchange for completing dangerous trials scattered across shifting dimensions. Every realm you enter reflects the psyche of previous failed candidates, leaving behind distorted landscapes of their fears, ambitions, and regrets. You'll uncover tablets, inscriptions, and ethereal mentors that guide you toward uncovering the truth. The Pantheon is dying out, and you're their last desperate shot at keeping the cosmos from total collapse. Expect the plot to get increasingly philosophical as you question whether you're being uplifted or manipulated.
To survive.
Thief VR Legacy of Shadow. Everything about this upcoming release suggests a return to gritty stealth lore where ancient guilds, forbidden relics, and political conspiracies collide in a city built on lies. You take on the role of a rising thief, navigating rival factions while trying to unearth the truth behind a legendary artifact that once granted its wielder absolute dominion over darkness. The plot seems ready to take you through cathedrals hiding secret societies, mansions rigged with bloodlines curses, and alley networks where informants whisper about a coming coup. Over time, you start uncovering that the artifact isn't just a tool, it's a prison, holding a shadow entity waiting for someone reckless enough to release it. Your journey becomes a balancing act between power and corruption as you decide how deep into darkness you're willing to sink. Backrooms missing persons. The moment this one drops, you're stepping straight into a story built on dread, disappearance, and the horrifying logic of liminal spaces. Early teases show you taking on the role of an investigator, tracking cases of people who vanished into impossible hallways appearing inside ordinary buildings. As you follow their trails, reality starts warping around you as fluorescent corridors stretch into infinity, while something behind the walls listens to your every breath. The deeper you go, the more clues you uncover about a hidden agency studying the backrooms long before the public ever noticed them. And your mission slowly shifts from rescue to survival as you discover some missing persons weren't taken, they were transformed. Notes left behind reveal attempts to map the levels, failed escape routes, and warnings about creatures mimicking human speech. Lushfoil Photography Sim. Even though this one is framed as a photography experience, the upcoming release is building a strong narrative undercurrent about wandering through untouched landscapes that feel haunted by absence. You're stepping into environments inspired by real-world locations, but early previews suggest there's something subtly off. Abandoned structures, eerie calm, and signs that someone left in a hurry. As you explore forests, beaches, mountains, and ruins, you start piecing together a quiet story about a missing explorer whose final photos were never recovered. It becomes a meditative mystery where every location hints at what they were searching for, and whether they disappeared naturally or were pulled into something stranger. The world feels poised to reveal clues through landmarks, graffiti, old campsites, and environmental storytelling rather than dialogue.
What's up?
Men in Black Most Wanted. This upcoming MIB story looks ready to shove you right into the middle of Earth's messiest extraterrestrial crisis as you join the agency during a massive breakout of alien fugitives. Follow your rookie rising as you uncover that someone inside the organization is sabotaging containment efforts, letting dangerous species loose across major cities. As you track down high-profile targets, you'll uncover conspiracies buried within old MIB archives, hints of a civil war among alien clans, and coded messages from a former agent who vanished after discovering the truth. Expect surprise betrayals, weird tech malfunctions, and cosmic secrets buried under fake storefronts and neuralizer-shielded safe houses. Boom Karts. This upcoming release may look cheerful, but the story setup actually hints at a competitive underground league where racers fight for fame, sponsorships, and control over city districts. You're stepping into a world where the tracks wind through neon streets, scrapyards, construction zones, and high-rise skylines packed with lore about rival drivers and their vendettas. The characters seem to come with their own backstory explaining why they risk everything on these chaotic races. Lost family businesses, sabotage between crews, and mysterious benefactors funding the more dangerous matches. You'll uncover posters, graffiti, and secret shortcuts that reveal how the league evolved from harmless amusement into something far more intense. And once the engines cool down, the next release takes you from street competition to military skies. FA18 Pilot Simulator. Although this one leans into simulation, the upcoming story framework looks ready to place you inside a tense military campaign unfolding across contested airspace. You'll be stepping into the boots of a young pilot, undergoing accelerated combat training as a sudden regional conflict erupts. Command briefings hint at escalating political tensions, missing reconnaissance aircraft, and a rogue fleet pushing toward restricted territories. As you progress through missions, you start uncovering pieces of a deeper plot involving experimental enemy tech, and a long-buried incident the military is trying to erase from records. Your role shifts from rookie aviator to the key witness in a conflict spiraling out of control. It's all about VR cockpit controls, with high-speed dogfighting, missile evasion, and strike missions that keep the intensity dialed up. Pocket Lands. This upcoming release is shaping up to drop you into a peaceful-looking world made of tiny handcrafted biomes that hide a surprising amount of story beneath their cute exterior. Early hints show that each little island you explore belonged to someone who disappeared after a strange event, fractured the land into miniature floating zones. As you rebuild farms, forests and towns, pieces of their journals and recordings guide you toward understanding what triggered the collapse. Was it magic? Science gone wrong, or a creature moving unseen between worlds? You'll gradually uncover how each inhabitant struggled to survive before vanishing, leaving their personal stories embedded in the terrain.
You'll forget who you are.
My cognitive functions are affected by the infection.
Star Trek Infection VR. You're about to dive into a full-blown Star Trek crisis centered around a mysterious pathogen that mutates both technology and biology, creating a threat that spreads across starships and colonies with terrifying speed. The story appears ready to place you as a science officer, forced into frontline duty when the infection jumps containment, warping entire decks into living machinery and turning crew members into hybrid organisms. Logs, tricorder scans and broken transmissions hint at a deeper intelligence guiding the outbreak, something ancient that predates the Federation and has been waiting for a chance to evolve. As you search for a cure, political tensions rise between factions that want to weaponize the organism and those who want it quarantined at all costs.
But when the love for life and the love for invention are threatened by life itself, what do brilliant minds do then?
Tin Hearts Act 1. This upcoming chapter is shaping up to pull you back into a touching but mysteriously tragic tale centered around a grieving inventor whose mechanical toys carry memories of a family long gone. The story looks ready to take you through a beautifully crafted Victorian home where each room acts like a fragment of the past. Early glimpses suggest that every puzzle you solve reveals more about the inventor's daughter, his failures, and the experiments that blurred the line between imagination and obsession. You'll uncover letters, sketches, and half-finished automata hinting at a breakthrough that was supposed to change the world but ended up costing him everything. There's a quiet sadness underneath the whimsical surface, and Act 1 seems poised to let you peel back layers of guilt, hope, and forgotten love as wooden soldiers march through memories you're not sure you should be reliving. VR Giants. This one looks ready to place you in a quirky but heartwarming fantasy world where two characters, one tiny, one enormous, must rely on each other to survive. The narrative seems to revolve around a fragile adventurer trapped in dangerous ruins and a gentle giant who wakes up without memory but feels an instinctive need to protect the small one. As you explore together, you'll uncover the ruins' history. Carvings reveal that giants once guarded villages from supernatural threats, but a curse wiped them out, leaving only echoes of their past. You and your companion gradually piece together what broke this ancient bond, and why the last surviving giant was sealed away. Expect emotional beats as the pair grow closer while tackling traps, collapsed temples, and underground caverns shaped by magic and tragedy.
Glider activated.
Cyberdrifter. This upcoming cyberpunk experience is about to throw you into a collapsing digital world where rogue AIs, corrupted memories, and hacked realities blend into one overwhelming crisis. You take on the role of an elite drifter, one of the few operatives capable of diving directly into the unstable mindscapes of infected systems. As networks fail and corporations lose control over their synthetic overseers, your job becomes a race to track down the source of a digital plague rumored to originate from an abandoned military experiment. As you drift deeper, the environments warp into surreal structures built from old data, childhood memories, classified files, forgotten dreams, and battlefield simulations mashed into one labyrinth. Hidden logs and ghost fragments hint at a human consciousness imprisoned in the core AI, pleading for release.
To join our ranks,
put your hands up.
Okay. You'll need a skill set.
Give me the gun.
I'm gonna drop it nice and slow. That few possess. These missions.
Espire MR missions. This upcoming installment in the Espire universe looks set to blur the line between espionage fiction and your actual surroundings, weaving a story around an upgraded infiltration program that recruits agents capable of merging physical and virtual environments. You play as a rookie handler, taking control of remote Espire frames as a secret syndicate launches coordinated attacks across global research facilities. Each mission is tied to uncovering fragments of a classified operation that attempted to merge MR tech with mind control experiments, creating operatives who could override reality perception. As you dig deeper, you begin to realize these experiments didn't end. They simply changed hands, and someone is testing them on unsuspecting civilians. Expect intel drops, intercepted transmissions, and sabotage trails that paint a picture of espionage spiraling out of control.
Dream test of destinies starts now! The time has come! Let's go! This is the ultimate challenge you've been waiting for!
Ninja Warrior VR. The thrill and excitement of Ninja Warrior is about to come alive in VR. You will use every ounce of strength, balance, and reflexes as you take on intense obstacle courses built for full body motion. You can run, climb, grab, swim, and leap through each challenge as the game relies entirely on your determination. There are no tricks, no shortcuts, and no easy paths. The question is simple. Can you reach the end and prove yourself worthy of the course? You tackle 4 legendary stages that push endurance and skill while demanding absolute focus. Each run becomes a rapid test of stamina as you face 3 core stages before reaching the finals. Clearing them all lets you carve your name onto the global leaderboard, and new stages will arrive in future updates to keep the challenge fresh. You can also jump in with friends for pure chaotic fun. Every session turns into a fast, energetic burst of action, where players from around the world test their limits and celebrate every spectacular wipeout or victorious finish. PoligonVR. PoligonVR will place you inside a virtual universe where imagination becomes the only limit. You basically enter a community-driven sandbox built for creators, explorers, and anyone who wants the freedom to become anything. The platform gives you powerful tools to build worlds, design avatars, script custom logic, and shape experiences that feel truly alive. You can jump between VR and desktop mode instantly, so testing worlds or taking a quick break never interrupts your flow. Creation happens through the Unity-based CCK, which keeps everything intuitive while still offering deep control. Custom content benefits from single-pass instanced rendering, giving VR worlds better performance without extra effort. The developers plan to grow the platform through early access over the next year, shaped heavily by user feedback and collaborative development. Awesome Asteroids. This cosmic romp sets you loose in a galaxy where asteroid belts aren't just natural hazards, they're battlegrounds shaped by rival prospectors fighting over rare minerals with insane tactics. The plot hints that you're joining a rookie crew trying to rebuild a fallen mining fleet destroyed by a mysterious cosmic anomaly. As you hop from rock to rock, you uncover logs describing how the anomaly didn't just break ships, it changed the physics of entire sectors, creating zones where gravity twists, debris floats like spirits, and ancient alien machinery lights up when disturbed. Your mission slowly shifts from scavenging scraps to decoding what woke up inside those rocks, and whether it's friend or enemy. Banners and Bastions. Our next upcoming medieval adventure is shaping up to drop you into a kingdom caught in the early sparks of a civil war. You're stepping into the boots of a soldier whose battalion is destroyed in a surprise ambush, arranged by a noble family trying to seize the throne. As you travel across farmlands, ruined monasteries, and frostbitten passes, you start uncovering letters and war journals that reveal a conspiracy reaching deep into the royal court. Shadowy sorcerers, exiled knights, and dying clans all circle around a prophecy hinting that one banner will fall while another consumes the land in fire. Your journey becomes a desperate race to unite factions before the bastions crumble.
These studios, they're for you. Every set, every secret, echoes the films your mother once brought to life. But there's more. The machine, the codex.
Cinescape VR. This next release is gearing up to throw you into living movie worlds that stitch together a larger mystery about a director who vanished after creating a revolutionary filmmaking device. You play as a tester using this experimental system, stepping into scenes that blend genres, noir alleys, fantasy kingdoms, alien ruins, only to realize each film world hides clues about the director's disappearance. The deeper you go, the more the system starts glitching, ripping scenes apart and revealing a parallel narrative about a powerful studio cover-up. Screenplay scraps, corrupted reels, and spectral actors trapped in loops guide you toward a truth the studio doesn't want exposed.
Welcome to Dance Guru. We're reimagining how people learn and experience dance.
3, 4.
Learn real social dance styles.
2, 3.
With step-by-step guidance designed for beginner dancers.
2, 3, 4.
Dance Guru. This upcoming dance-driven world looks ready to mix fun choreography with a surprisingly deep narrative about a legendary performer who vanished after discovering an ancient rhythm artifact. You join a troupe trying to retrace their mentor's steps, exploring clubs, festivals, and secret underground studios where the artifact supposedly amplifies human energy in dangerous ways. As you uncover diaries, broken equipment, and encrypted tutorial tapes, It becomes clear that the artifact didn't just enhance dancing, it awakened something sentient beneath the city. Each performance you complete reveals more about a rhythm force influencing people, pushing you to decide whether to contain it or embrace it. Flight Unlimited. Our next upcoming aviation experience is gearing up to put you into a world where a once thriving flight network collapsed after a catastrophic event grounded nearly every pilot on the continent. You're stepping into the role of a rookie trainee brought into a secret restoration project, tasked with rebuilding the skies one mission at a time. You'll uncover logs from veteran aviators, describing strange anomalies, sudden storms, vanishing aircraft, and black box recordings that hint at something unnatural drifting high above commercial routes. As you complete flights across mountains, deserts, and abandoned runways, fragments of truth start forming. An experimental engine project may have ripped open an atmospheric fault, unleashing turbulence that behaves almost alive. The more you fly, the more you piece together what really brought the airways down and why someone is trying to bury it.
Jump, baby!
Oh my, jumping! Spawn back, let's go! Ah, get away from me! Ah! Let's go!
3, 2, 1.
Go.
Mine! Hey!
Last Bone. Last Bone looks ready to place you in a desolate underworld where the boundary between the living and the dead has collapsed. The story seems centered around a wandering soul warrior tasked with retrieving the final remaining bone sigil, an artifact said to hold the last trace of life in a dying realm. As you travel through skeletal wastelands, ribcage caverns, and throne rooms built from ancient remains, you start uncovering that the bone sigil wasn't lost. It was stolen by a king who escaped death and now rules an empire of empty shells. Journals carved into bone walls and whispers from lost spirits guide you toward an uprising brewing among the forgotten dead. The whole world appears poised for a final collapse, and your journey becomes a race to stop the undead king from draining the final essence of existence. Les Mills XR Dance. This upcoming XR fitness world is shaping up to merge dance training with a narrative about self-mastery inside a holographic arena designed to push your limits. The plot seems to follow you joining an elite movement program created after a global wellness initiative uncovered a strange energy phenomenon. Synchronized human motion can amplify emotional states to dangerous levels if controlled incorrectly. As you participate in the program, you discover encrypted instructor messages revealing that the system was built from reverse engineering a mysterious event where hundreds of people experienced shared visions during a mass workout. Now, the XR trainers are split. Some want to harness this energy. Others fear it could influence minds. You slowly uncover what triggered those visions and why someone is secretly manipulating the environment to recreate them. $1 Million Decision. This upcoming psychological drama throws you into a corporate battleground where a shadowy investment group offers you an impossible opportunity. Make one decision that could change your life forever, but at a cost no one fully understands. You play as a young financial analyst brought into a secret evaluation chamber where simulations recreate high-risk scenarios tied to real-world consequences. Each scenario exposes corruption, personal ambition, and hidden ties between powerful families who built their wealth on ethically questionable experiments. As you push deeper, the simulations begin blending with your memories, hinting that the group isn't just testing your judgment, they're rewriting your future. Throughout your journey, you'll piece together documents, video diaries, and corrupted financial logs revealing why the group handpicked you and what they expect you to sacrifice.
The game is a PvEVP extraction game with combat, looting, and social interactions at the heart of everything. And whilst it's still very much in early development, we've got an active and growing community.
Reave. Our next upcoming dark fantasy adventure looks ready to immerse you in a world torn apart by ethereal beings known as Reavers, spectral entities capable of ripping memories straight out of living minds. You take on the role of a fighter whose past was shattered during a Reaver attack, leaving you with fragments of identity and a burning need to reclaim what was stolen. As you journey across cursed forests, crumbling towers, and moonlit battlefields, you uncover relics that reveal the Reavers were once guardians created by ancient mages before being corrupted by a forbidden ritual. The more you investigate, the more you realize your lost memories may hold the key to reversing the corruption or destroying the last remnants of free will in the world. Expect dramatic confrontations with spirits who remember more about you than you do. Road to Yvhalon. Our next game is about to put you on a pilgrimage toward a mythical city rumoured to hold the final remnants of ancient magic. You're basically a wanderer escaping a collapsing kingdom where arcane catastrophes have shattered landscapes and driven people into madness. Along the journey, you encounter survivors who speak of Yvhalon as both salvation and doom. Some believe it contains the cure to the world's decay. Others say it's the source of the corruption. As you trek through storm-torn valleys, cursed woods, and ruins glowing with unstable enchantments, journals, runes, and spectral visions, reveal that someone inside Yvhalon is manipulating the disasters from afar. Your pilgrimage becomes a chase for answers as you attempt to uncover the city's hidden history before reaching its gates. Smasher. Get ready to enter a brutal dystopia where society has turned demolition into a televised sport. Here you play as a newcomer entering the Smasher League, a violent competition created after an industrial collapse left the world filled with abandoned factories and ruined cities, perfect for destruction-based entertainment. The lore hints that the League is hiding something darker. Certain contestants vanish, arenas shift in unnatural ways, and you uncover documents suggesting that the League's founders discovered an alien alloy buried beneath the old world's rubble. Its strange properties might be powering the entire sport. As you rise through the ranks, you're caught between exposing the truth or winning the season. Spell Siege. This upcoming fantasy battle is gearing up to immerse you in a kingdom on the brink of magical collapse, where warring mage factions are tearing the land apart in a struggle for control over the astral core, a pulsing relic said to contain the blueprint of all spellcraft. You step into the boots of a novice battle mage chosen by a dying mentor who passes on fragments of knowledge, hinting that the core is corrupting whoever taps into it. As cities crumble under arcane bombardments and monstrous constructs roam the countryside, you start piecing together forbidden tomes, cryptic prophecies, and spectral warnings that reveal the real threat. The core may not be a relic at all, but a sealed entity trying to break free. Your journey takes you through floating libraries, cursed battlegrounds, and sorcerer strongholds where you confront mages who'd rather destroy the world than surrender their power.
Welcome to StageTime, a brand new social platform where it's your time to shine. Share your favorite videos, perform on stage, sing your heart out, crack a joke, or simply enjoy the show and make new friends.
StageTime. This theatrical experience looks set to place you in a narrative about overcoming fear, ambition, and the unseen forces that haunt the world of live performance. You play an aspiring performer, brought into a legendary but mysterious talent academy known for producing stars who rise fast, but burn out even faster. But hold on, the Academy's grand stage hides a powerful secret. Every performance is tied to an ancient ritual meant to channel the audience's emotional energy into a hidden vault beneath the theatre. Students who excel begin experiencing strange visions, forgotten memories, and whispers echoing backstage, hinting that the Academy's founders made a pact with a supernatural patron demanding energy in exchange for success. As you climb the ranks, you uncover diaries, rehearsal tapes, and forbidden rooms explaining why past performers vanished and why your arrival might not be an accident. Street Gods. This urban myth action story is shaping up to throw you into a modern city where legends don't just inspire people, they literally manifest when belief reaches a breaking point. You take on the role of a courier who accidentally becomes the vessel for an outlaw deity, worshipped by underground crews trying to reclaim their neighborhoods from corrupt mega-corporations. As you deliver packages across rooftops, abandoned train yards, and neon-lit alleys, you start uncovering graffiti messages, coded tracks, and whispered stories describing how belief turned symbols into living powers. Rival factions channel different street gods, each with their own agenda, and your presence disrupts a fragile balance holding the city together. With influence spreading, the corporations scheme to capture you and extract your deity to weaponize faith itself. The story grows heavier as you're forced to choose between helping the people who believe in you or carving your own path in a city collapsing under supernatural pressure. Void Jump VR. This upcoming sci-fi adventure is gearing up to propel you into a shattered dimension where gravity flickers, platforms crumble in real time, and entire worlds float in a void stitched together by unstable anomalies. You play as a dimension runner searching for survivors after a catastrophic experiment fractured space-time, scattering people across drifting fragments of reality. As you jump between these floating islands, you uncover messages left by scientists who discovered that something inside the void is feeding on collapsing worlds, and the experiment may have awakened it. Each realm you explore reflects a different stage of breakdown, frozen time loops, inverted physics, and memories of cities hanging in mid-air like broken puzzles. And with that final leap, we've wrapped up the entire upcoming lineup with every story, mystery, and world waiting just around the corner. You can expect brutal duels, mythic showdowns, cosmic conflicts, and strange new worlds built to test your reflexes and curiosity. So if you love deep stories or raw action, there's something here ready to grab you the moment it drops. Stay sharp, stay ready, and I'll catch you in the next breakdown.